my name is Helen Tornquist. I'm 26 years old. I live in the Chicago area and I've been riding motorcycles for about a year and a half now. I've always been interested in motorcycles. Before I was born, my dad rode from Minnesota to Alaska, so I grew up hearing stories about his motorcycle adventures. It took me a long time to work up the courage to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I've always been very introverted and kind of just did what was expected of me. It seemed like any time I would bring up motorcycling, people would say, "That's too dangerous," or "Aren't you scared?" So I kind of just put it in the back of my mind for a long time. About a year ago, I was planning a trip to South America and I thought, this is the time. I didn't really know what I was going to be doing during my time in South America, but I thought it was a good excuse to make my motorcycle dreams a reality, because either way people were going to think I was crazy. When I got to Peru, I immediately started looking for a motorcycle. I found a great used bike in Lima, and suddenly my little adventure turned into a big adventure. 10 months later, I had ridden about 30,000 miles through 7 countries. When I look back on the pictures from my trip, I still can't believe I did it. I remember when I first started learning, I struggled so much just to get up my driveway. I fell at least once a day, every day, for about the first 6 months, but a year later I had ridden up mountains and through deserts and jungles. I feel like I can accomplish anything now. My advice for other people is do what makes you happy and don't be afraid to take chances or try something new. You may be surprised by what you can accomplish. When I started my trip, I told myself if I make it 10 miles down the road and something happens or I decide to come home, it would still be an accomplishment. 10 months later, I had made it across an entire continent. Also, don't let people convince you not to do something just because it's not expected of you or because they think it's too risky. A lot of people's ideas about motorcycles and motorcyclists are tinted by the media. Ultimately, you know yourself better than anyone else. Do your research and you'll be fine. Don't feel like you have to follow a certain path just because you do or don't fit a certain stereotype. Traveling around South America on a motorcycle was one of the best decisions of my life. I learned so much about myself and the world, and I met so many wonderful people. I hope I can continue to challenge myself in adventure riding and to share my story with others, especially fellow women and introverts who may have been wanting to follow a dream but who haven't worked up the courage to do it yet. For me, adventure is definitely attitude.